I'm Sashin Govender, the millionaire student. And before we talk about today's video, which is all about the power of completion, I want you to hit the subscribe button below and literally turn on notifications. And if you love what you hear today, if you find a takeaway that inspires you, shifts, or most importantly, influences you to take action, I want you to post a comment below or maybe even share this with a friend or family member. Let's talk about the power of completion. The power of completing what we set out to do. It's very difficult for most people to start something and actually finish it. Why? Because we as human beings want to start 10 things at once. And we pray and hope that one works out. So if we go with the variety and we start to diversify in our options, and if we complete one, then guess what? We set ourselves up for confidence to complete the other 9. What if we don't complete one? What if those 9 are challenging times? What if that 9 leads you to adversity first before you even experience prosperity? Well, guess what's going to happen? It's going to take you out the game. I want you to start being obsessed with and attached to an outcome, because an outcome limits our power. Seeing the invisible so you can do the impossible. Having a clear picture of what the end in mind looks, how it feels, and most importantly, how you feel when you start to complete it. So I want you to start doing things differently. Have a goal or 5 goals. I call it the big 5 throughout an entire month or an entire year. And when you have those 5 big goals, then what you could do is start creating smaller goals that allows you to set yourself up for that big goal. And then once you achieve that big goal, you complete the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th big goals. Because when you're obsessed with winning, by winning, you're on a winning streak. And when you're on a winning streak, you take that momentum. The very first thing you want to do is start creating momentum. And after you create momentum, then you got to start maintaining momentum. And then you obviously want to go out and advance momentum. Once you gain momentum, you take that momentum into your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th win. The biggest problem, and I'll speak firsthand so you hear it from me, the person you're watching, the person you're following right now, the person who also goes through challenges, just like how you should be going through challenges. Because when you put the camera off, I'm human as much as you're human too. And I want you to be able to look at it. Last year, I started off 19 businesses. 7 made 7 figures, 12 got closed down. Why? I closed it down because there was no more gain from it. I came to a dead end. So the 7 really and truly thrived. But my very first business, which I literally dominated, disrupted, and conquered for 8 to 9 years before I started off my 19 businesses. So I want you to get good at something worth getting good at. How do you gain power of completion? By you going out there and truly having enough clarity of what you want to achieve, breaking it down, understanding what it's going to take. Sometimes you might not be the person with all the answers. Sometimes you might not be the person with all the actions. Sometimes it's better to delegate where you're going to complete. But let's play the completing game. Because if you don't complete, you're not going to the next level. Think about when you were a kid and you were playing those PlayStation games or Game Boy games or whatever, you played Xbox, and you had to complete different levels to get to the next level to complete the entire game. And most people would never ever get to the next level because they couldn't complete it. So guess what they did? They packed it up, they went through a phase, and they literally stopped playing the game. Why? The mentality of human beings are, if we don't complete, we go on to the next one. I want you to fall in love with completion. One of the biggest fears people have is of endings. They hate saying goodbye, whether it's to people, places, or even things, because it's an important endeavor and it is an essential element of our growth. Everything has a beginning, everything has a middle, and everything has an end. And the beginning is a bit, difficult to get it off the ground. The middle is very messy, but the end is very gorgeous. It's beautiful. Look at a building. They dig deep first before they go up. It looks terrible when you start to look at how messy it is. When you start to look at the finished product of it being painted, tiled, the granite, the pillars, the extras, it looks beautiful. And the pattern of every type of gathering has an opening and at some point a closure. And this actually brings work. It brings relationships and even our belongings to a natural cycle of completion. So there's 4 powers you can use to achieve success right now. And the key element to this is consistency. Because consistency, along with using these 4 powerful tools to drive your business home, you'll understand if you apply these 4. Number 1, the power of momentum. When you have momentum, you've got to respect momentum. You got to love it. You got to cherish it as if you're in a relationship with a girl or guy called momentum. Because when you're in this relationship with momentum, and if you stop, if you pause, if you take a break, and if you have time to, go out there and relax and disrespect momentum, it'll be taken away from you and given to someone who truly deserves it more than you do. So when you have momentum, the hardest thing in the world is to recreate momentum. I'm in the sales game, and my core business is direct sales. And literally, I always tell the people I mentor, it is harder to rebuild than to actually build. Why? Because when you're building and you stop, you've got to rebuild at some point or another. Every business goes through prosperity, adversity, and plateaus in life. And it could be adversity first. It could be a plateau first. It could be prosperity first. But if you gain momentum and if you don't respect it, if you don't treat it like how you truly should, you're going to lose it. The second thing is the power of completion. We all want to complete what we start. The problem is the process. We're not willing to go through the process. We're not willing to pay the price. We want the price to pay us. And if you don't pay the price will never pay you. So when you got that momentum, complete what you said you would start. I'm one of those types of people that, if the week starts on a Saturday for me, and if I have 30 things to do for the week, I literally want to complete all 30 on the very first day. And when I complete all 30, I'll find another 30 to do on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. My week's not over. So that is the problem of being a perfectionist. But that's fine, because when you got that momentum, take it in. Work a season of your life. My goal, my vision, my mind is to be done at 30 years old. When I mean done at 30, I mean totally financially free. I'm not even talking about working a single day in my life for money ever again. The power of completion. Let's complete what we start. The third thing is the power of reflection. Once you complete, you've got to be able to journal it in. You've got to be able to, process what you completed. Have gratitude. Be grateful for it. And then reflect by going out there and sitting and saying, okay, cool, I did this, I did that. This is what caused me to win. This is where I went through some, adversity or plateaus in life. This is what I could have done differently. But be grateful when you reflect. And then the final step, the 4th step, is the power of celebration. Don't forget to take a moment out and celebrate what you completed. Because if you don't celebrate it, you would never ever be able to appreciate. I'm not talking about taking an entire year off to celebrate. I'm talking about taking a break for a second, a minute, a day, an hour, whatever fulfills you and your desires. If you completed these small wins and you trick your mind, that inner voice, to celebrate, the inner voice will believe that you will continuously complete further tasks because you're going to gain more celebration out of it. And it could be something simple, maybe a day at the spa, maybe a movie, maybe a dinner with the family, maybe a mini vacation. I always tell the people I mentor, the multi-millionaires and billionaires, that you should go out there and work extremely hard for 60 minutes and take a 10-minute break. Work hard for 60 minutes and take a 10-minute break. Work hard for 60 minutes and take a 10-minute break, and do that 5 pockets for 5 hours a day. And then when you're done, have your reflection hour. And I do it daily. Some people aren't equipped to do it daily. Maybe they want to do it once they complete a task. Maybe they want to do it at the end of the week. I also teach people after every 3 weeks, go take a week off. I'm not talking about doing nothing. I'm talking about get in your car, drive to a local destination, spend a week in a vacation spot, work from there, change environment, trick the brain, trick the mind. But you've got to start to celebrate, because if you don't celebrate the smallest things in life, the brain will never ever accept it. The brain will always believe it's fatigued and overworked. And then you're leading yourself down the road of no future momentum. Go gain momentum. Inspire yourself to complete it. Reflect with your own words and thoughts, and vomiting it, verbally vomiting it out, or physically writing it in, and then celebrate. Celebration is so key. I love celebrating with the spa day once a week. I go to the spa once a week. Why? Because it prepares me for the biggest week that I have. Anything can be manifested into your life. And then I want you to understand how unfinished business holds you back. Because if you don't complete something, it's going to hold you back. It's that baggage you carry into your future tasks. Start making a list of your messes and then start dealing with it. And if you do that and you accept it, you can move forward. Once again, if you love what you heard, if it shifted you, inspired you, and influenced you, comment below. Hit the subscribe button, maybe even like. Dislike it if you don't like it. I don't care, it doesn't hurt me. Just respond and go and share this with a friend and family. I promise you, if you finish everything you start, you're going to lead yourself to the true destination you've always wanted. You're officially a millionaire student.